the things I think that she's really good at is giving you all the great things that you want in a novel. You know, drama, conflict, love, interests, space battles, which not so much in this book, but other ones in the cycle of the Hainish cycle, which is part of, and then also putting in all the really great social and interpersonal issues of the time. And I think the way that's melded is really amazing. The inspiration for this, for what I'm going to play for you tonight, is in the Dispossessed, and Ursula Le Guin in general, is how she speaks about music and how musical her writing is, how lyrical it is. And there's two things I'd love to read for you. One is, three things, all right. So this is in the exposition of the book. So art was not, and talking about how the Orasti, right, the Orasti were on the moon. Is that right? Other way around, right, and Oresti were on the moon. How they considered art, right, this kind of anarchical society and stuff like that, and is art egoism or not, and in their conversations. Art was not considered as having a place in life, but as being a basic technique of life, like speech. And then it goes on, Shavik's kind of doing a bunch of stuff. It was not until the second year in Abernay that he discovers at last his art, the art that is made out of time, and he's talking about music. And then finally, Shevik is talking to Salas, his friend that kind of like, he's a weird composer or something, he's kind of going a little crazy and having a hard time, and Shevik's trying to console him. And he goes, you write music. Music is a cooperative art, organic by definition, social. It may be the noblest form of social behavior we're capable of. It's certainly one of the noblest jobs an individual can undertake. And by its nature, by the nature of any art, it's a sharing. I love that. I think it's great. So there's also another thing in this and some of the other Hainish novels that's mentions about what their music would sound like, and it's never described, which is kind of Ursula Le Guin's thing. I read a prologue in a different book where she is like, I just make shit up sometimes, and it's up to you to figure out what that means. I think that's wonderful. You know, like the Ansible, if you get into the Hainish cycle, it's this communication device. She's like, yeah, I made that word up. You figure out what the science is. Anyway, but there's something that's mentioned a few times here and in other books. The prime harmonies is like kind of the music of the Odonians. And I was like, prime harmonies. There's no description. What would that be like? And I'm like, well, okay, harmonic series, if there's any music nerds here. Two things, harmonic series and the harmonic lattice. Harmonic series, you'll hear it in a second. The first part of this tune is like a meditation upon that. It's how you would build, how tones are built in nature, and our music reflects that very much. And the harmonic lattice is the map of all major and minor chords and the different pathways that you could take to get from one to another. So that'll be kind of exploration of the first part of the song. And then the second part is kind of just a little soundtrack for when Shevik is thinking about Takvar as he's on the road, you know, because she went out to a far region and he took a posting somewhere else, and he's just like sitting in that truck with a dude thinking about her and their daughter. All right, here we go. No words, I don't sing. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Thank you very much, folks.